So, being God's walking karma and justice, proudly declaring that for myself, decreeing that for myself, that I am God's walking karma and justice, is proudly holding and honoring Archangel Michael's light sword of truth, which means I have to embody truth energetically. And so I manifested the tower that's coming because I peeped game, as Alchemy Games girl would say, my Aquarius that I love to death. Peeped game because of my ancestors waking me up to what was going on to me energetically. And I didn't know. I came to more and more knowing along the way, intuitively. And but I manifested the tower of justice for the highest good of all, is what I said, because I was going through so much pain and I was suffering so much and I had been through so much and I didn't understand. And my ancestors were like, don't talk to them, or, but they didn't say it directly, but they energetically did. They energetically woke me up, my discernment went off. And I started to see things that didn't make sense. Why would people act like that? Or why would people do this, unless they had, and I'd call them out on it and then they try and gaslight me. And I'm like, well, that's odd too. Why are they all gaslighting me? And it all points to one reason. So I called down justice. I manifested this justice. I manifested this tower to activate and awaken and ascend and heal Mother Gaia and humanity and the collective. There's no way in hell I would ever go back to being asleep or doing anything in the 3D, that any temptation of nothing of those things. I would never compromise or get imbalanced or believe lies or any of that stuff ever again. Because God he said, all right, we'll bring this in. We'll do this justice, but you have to clear up. You have to heal yourself. You have to look at your shadows. You have to look at your pain. You have to deal with it. And I said, well, at least make it mean something. Like I said, if we're doing this, I want it to mean something. I want it to help everybody heal. I want everybody to be awakened, to be activated in the way that they need to ascend, in the way that their soul wants to, that they want to, honestly, but don't understand that they're being programmed and conditioned to be. And so that's what, but I have been manifesting this tower. And so there's no way. And I know that I walk next to God, that I am anointed, that I am chosen because of that, because I wanted to help heal the world. And truth is a love frequency. Truth is, everybody deserves truth. Whether it hurts or not, they still deserve it. No one has any right to control anyone else at all. Okay? Like, respect is a huge thing. Self-respect and respecting others. Free will choice, and you have to respect others' free will choice too, and the consequences thereof. It goes vice versa. That's what I mean. Everybody respecting boundaries, assertiveness, truth, justice, clarity, vindication for me because of all the things that have happened to me. But it happens to so many people, and that's why I was like, yeah, I'll face my demons, I'll face my hurt, I'll heal. And I ended up having to face not even my demons. I had to face a bunch of demons, a cult full of demons, you know what I mean? And that didn't even know me, that were hurting me and siphoning from me and harvesting from me to hurt me, to take from me, to take my God essence away from me. Nothing that I did to them at all. It was just to take from me. And so I'm getting justice not only for me, but for my ancestors. So of course they're going to have my back. You know what I mean? And I'm doing it for humanity in the world. So of course I got energetic support, you know what I mean? That God is like, yes, that's what I want people to do. I want people to see the truth and to love themselves and to believe in what's right and be righteous and not self-righteous, God righteous. Okay, truth righteous, real genuineness, real authenticity truth. Righteousness, it isn't mine's better than, there's no superiority gain. Humility is huge. Everyone is the same. Everyone's journey is their own. It's unique unto themselves. No one has any right to judge anyone else's journey in any way, nor try and control it. That's where you screw up, especially when someone awakens like me and goes, no, and then call God in, and that's what I called God's judgment in. I said judgment. I said justice, God's justice, divine justice. And they said, all right, whip into shape energetically. And it wasn't, which meant healing. It meant facing my pain and my hurt. And I still have stuff that I don't even know. I was MK altered, for crying out loud. I literally was wiped with spell work and magic, and I'm opening up and more light is coming in, and I'm healing, and I'm able to access that stuff. But I haven't all the way yet. I still have yet to just, but I know enough, and I've already discovered a lot, and I've remembered a lot and put a lot together. And I'm not going to, what do you think? I'm going to put it back? No, because I'm doing this for all of us. It is not just for me. It isn't. That's why I said, if this pain is anything, then I want it to mean something. It's, for real. Like, I have to go through it, and then I want it to be for the highest good of all. Honestly, that was my intention. But I called this tower down. I called this down with God, for all of us, for the highest good of all. So I get supported in all those higher dimensions, and being able to do that. They've literally rerouted and like been making everything perfect in divine timing to align to the intentions that I've been putting out to try and heal the world, and try and get unity consciousness, and try to get understanding and compassion and forgiveness and truth, and the dissolution of lies to occur. And they've been doing all the things that I can't. All I can do is sit here and stay true to me, and like and heal, and and I'm obedient to the divine. Okay, they say okay. Sometimes I'm a little shit. Don't get me wrong, I am, but I stay in balance, and I'm honest about it. That's the thing about it, is when we try and lie to ourselves and say it isn't what it is. And so, like, and no one's perfect. That's what I mean, and that's good though, because we all have room to expand and grow in ways that have never been seen before or done before, for God, for the divine, for everyone, for all. But yeah, there's a little bit more, but I just wanted to say that I literally manifested this tower, and my divine counterpart has been helping me now. And I can't wait to meet him. I'm so excited. Like, and they're like, you have to release everything. Release everything. That's why I said I release and surrender everything that I have ever known, to embrace, accept, allow, and receive everything that is actually possible. You know what I mean? Because I've been conditioned and programmed, and even my energetic system, my nervous system and stuff like that, like, reacts, and my emotional body and my thought body, my mental body. And so it was better that I didn't know, because then if I did know, that was what kept me actually not receiving for so long, is because I was programmed into these mental constructs and emotional patterns that I didn't realize, ancestral too, and that I was repeating and loopholing from wounding that wasn't all the way healed. It was like scarred. And so the negative energies kept attacking at me, and that's where it would manifest in. And I was able to let that go. I finally broke through the ceiling of that. We've been bombarded with supportive energies, though, for Earth's ascension forever. And this gets to be my legacy and story. And same with my divine counterpart, which I still have yet to meet, but I'm really excited to. And I know I will know them when I meet them, by their vibration. And because they have done the healing that I have, like I have, not that I haven't, well, similar to what I have gone through. Actually, that's what I mean. I'm really proud to be an example of how I wish the world to be, standing in truth and standing in authenticity and co-creating with the divine and loving and being grateful and being in the moment. That's what I mean. I have to release and just be in the moment. And that's the new earth thing. That's that I'm bringing in anyway. That's what they want me to do, is like, you have to let things flow to you. So I can't give my attention, like, or energy to something too long, or it will manifest, because I'm a master manifester. And so I had to call all of my energy back, and I constantly call my energy back. And that's something that I told my daughter to do too. I said, when you wake up, write it down 5 times, at least once a day. I call all of my energy and power back to me right here, right now. And then I add cleansed, cleared, activated, and transmuted to its highest form, from all lifetimes, all timelines, all dimensions, all planes of existence, all existences, all realities, all realms, and the astral realm permanently. That's one of the things that I do when I call my energy back. But I do it constantly, because we give our energy away just by our attention. Where our attention goes, our energy goes. And the longer we are attentive to something, that's when we start to manifest off of that. that vibrational frequency. And so that's why I have to keep myself balanced and in alignment and centered. And that's what they had when I called down justice and I manifested justice. They're like, you have to clean out, you have to you got to get grounded, you got to get balanced and harmonized, which my soul wanted to do anyway. So, you know, but it was hell to do. It was, but it's not that it wasn't worth it. That's what I mean. The video I posted right before this one is that thank you so much for showing. I mean, God has been giving me the blessings, most of the blessings I didn't even notice before when I was asleep, but they were there, to be grateful for whatever you can in whatever moment. You know, we were taught to being grateful. I actually had to practice gratitude and before I was able to be grateful in a truer sense. But I was willing to do that too. I knew that was weird that I couldn't be grateful. I was like, what? It feels weird not to actually, you know, so I developed it. I had to develop it. But I'm glad that I did. I'm grateful that I did. You know, but they told me that I had to, for me to be able to receive and bring in this type of justice, this type of awakening, this type of activation that will affect so many people, even people that are already awakened. They're going to skyrocket when this tower comes down, when this truth comes out. It's mass disclosure, because as star seeds have been energy harvested and energy siphoned for millennia. And so, the time of that is over. And I'm one of the ones that brought it in, and I'm really glad that I did. And of course, I'm going to fucking stand in that truth then. Of course, this has been going on generation after generation after generation. Nothing will make me stop from doing this, from being this, from accomplishing this for humanity, for my ancestry, for the divine, for the universe, for God. What other kind of motive do you need? You know, intention. And I'm pure intended. That's what I had to do is ground myself and center myself and heal myself, and then base my life off good intentions and pure intentions. And then know that within myself, be able to trust within myself that that's what I am doing. And I know that, and have faced all my pain and all my wrongs and everything, all the mistakes in my life that I had made, and be honest with myself about them, and why I did, or what happened, and what I contributed to it, and what I can take away from it, to be a better person in this moment now, for the highest good of all. Pure intentions. You know, our minds have been scrambled and programmed and conditioned into being certain ways that aren't true, and just take from all of us, not just star seeds. You know, that's just one thing. The Masons and the Eastern Stars taking away, or siphoning and energy harvesting off star seed energy to support their own empires and their own lies. And that's why I'm a prophecy. I'm fulfilling the prophecy. Of course, I'm going to be protected, especially when I'm actually choosing that path, and I'm aligning with that path and not letting anything disalign me or misalign me, you know, and staying true to that. You know, nothing's going to stop that. The prophecy is fulfilled. It already is. And now it's like now we get to enter the new golden age and of love and harmony and peace and unity and brotherhood of man. And you know, like I always cry to John Lennon's Imagine. And he was shot because of his beliefs. And it's such a true song though. Like I so live by that song. You know, I think Tom Petty's also a messenger too. We all are in our own ways. We really are. We really are. It's just accepting that and being grateful, embracing it for what it is within us, for all. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm getting excited. I can feel the energy in the air. It's really sucks that it has to happen this way, but that it was destined to happen. The fall of the Matrix was destined to happen. The golden age is here. They're just putting off the inevitable, which only added good, you know, like, 'cause the bad energy that is being thrown toward that is just being transmuted and alchemized for, you know, for the good. And so bring it on. You know what I mean? Thanks for adding. You know, it just sucks to watch. And the negative energies were given grace and mercy. That's what one of my other videos is. God is gracious and merciful. Do the right thing. You know, that's all you got to do is do the right thing. Quit digging the hole that you're digging. You know, because I'm talking about people that have been, you know, honestly taken over, possessed by lower energies, lower vibrations. don't even know what they're doing. They're all just doing things out of fear. That's why I said you got to forgive them. You honestly, and like there's so many people involved with me, with my like it's I have to forgive. It's like ridiculous. Like how, they can't hate me. They don't know me, like really know me. You know, they just hate me because I illuminate what they aren't, but they had the choice to be. I go after my dreams and they didn't. So instead, they'd rather target me. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. That's why I called God in. No, no, no. There's a million reasons I called God in, and everybody should call God in all the time. I don't care where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it. Never feel like you can't call any of the archangels and any of the angels and any of your celestial star families, any of your spirit guides at any moment. Always, and always. Always. That's what they're there for. God gave you a team to help you. If you call upon, you have to ask for the help though. They respect. They respect. And we have free will choice, so we have to call upon them. But they will be there. I mean, they're literally instantaneously there, vibrationally, energetically, but they're the higher dimensions, which means they control all the lower dimensions. So do we. We command them as well. Be gone, release. I'm done. You get rebuke, renounce, clear out, cleanse, stuff. You got to get rid of them. You know what I mean? We're conduits. That's what we're, energetic conduits, channels is what we are. It's beautiful what we are. It's that's what I mean. I keep coming to the gratitude and reverence of God because it's just beautiful. What we are, what the world is, what our potential, and what we already are. You know what I mean? In our good and our bad, having the polarity, having the depth of both sides. It's beautiful. It is. It's something to be grateful for, and we've just been taught not to be. That's all. We have to unteach ourselves to actually be again, and that's what I'm doing. You know, and my divine spiritual team is helping me out. I call them in, like I said, all the time. I surrender and release to them all the time because I know that if they can't come in, that's because I'm holding on to something energetically where they're unable to, like a block. But there's so many ways that they can come in too. It's multisensory, like clairsentience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience. There's 8 of them. And there can be combinations of those going on in varying degrees at any given time, and they can grow. Once you're 100% of all, I think you just meld back into God. I think you're one with Source again. You ascend it all the way back to God, and you don't have to worry about doing an incarnation anymore, even though you shouldn't be worrying anyway. That's what I mean. That's the new age, is to show that humans were never meant to feel those emotions, to feel any negative emotions. We were tricked and programmed and enslaved to, and we weren't meant to, though. But God, like I said, God isn't going to wipe out entire existences. This isn't our school. There has been there's grace to see who will make the right decision. Because there is decisions and there is choices. And he loves us that much that he empowers us to make those choices and hope that we do make the right choice, you know. And there might be more than one right choice. Like I said, this is not, we limit ourselves. It's so limitless. It is so infinite, the potentiality and the possibility of things. We undermine ourselves all the time, but we've been programmed and conditioned into doing that. So we just have to undo that, is all. So there's more. It's going to keep coming. I know I am. I'm clearing out, and so that more light's coming in, and so I'm going to grow even more. That's so cool. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, my team. Thank you for this experience. In the hell, even the hell, because I wouldn't know how much I could love, how much I was possible, how much love I could actually be if I didn't go through the hell that I went through. So I'm grateful for that too.